one customer, just one customer, complained that it was un-Christian. So railway booking office worker Denise James has raised more than, get this, £400,000 in charity for South Eastern. But after the complaint, she's announced that she'll be stepping down from further decorating efforts. Let's speak now to Tim Dieppe, who is a spokesperson for Christian Concern. Thank you very much. Where do you stand on Pumpkin Railway Gate?
Well, I think, I'm not a big fan of Halloween generally, Patrick. I think that, it celebrates evil and sort of make light of evil and that kind of thing. And I haven't seen this display, but what I've read about it is that it says you've got a fake body being run over by a car driven by a skeleton. And that's not the sort of thing I want to sort of look forward to seeing on my way to work when I'm perhaps trying to dodge cars over the road anyway. And this kind of
is it a religious matter or just a matter of taste? Because I see some horrific things on the tube I wish I didn't have to see on the way into work, but I don't go right in about it.
Sure, well, I'm not sure I would have written into it either. I've seen how gory it was and just how offensive it was, okay? But I can understand some people taking offence potentially at it. And credit to the woman for raising money through this kind of means. But she's also raised money in other ways. There are various other ways to raise money. And I would suggest, why don't you raise money in other ways than doing something that could be quite gory and a bit offensive and sort of glorifying evil and ugliness and so on. I'd rather do it in a better way than that. And
so is Halloween itself un-Christian? Because my wondering about this is, look, I am a Christian, don't mind saying that at all, and right. I get that it's not a Christian festival at all. I do understand that, but neither's Diwali, neither's Eid, and I don't mind seeing visual symbols of that being displayed. Yeah.
So I think that Halloween, in the way in which it kind of deliberately sort of, glorifies in evil or portrays it or makes fun of evil or makes it seem like it's a fun thing to be evil or act evil, and particularly trick or treat, where you're sending mass children to strangers to ask them for sweets, and then, which is not something you normally tell children to do, for one thing. And then you're also intimidating and putting fear into vulnerable older people or people living on their own with that kind of thing. That's not helpful, and that's not a good thing to do. And a lot of churches respond to this by organising light parties to sort of, get to children to celebrate Halloween, the time, in a much better way, in a much more wholesome way. And rather than going into gory, horrible things, let's celebrate and have fun in good ways and in ways that are wholesome, ways that glorify good things. And I think that's
do you think most kids
would take on this kind of thing.
Yeah. Do you think that realistically, though, most kids want to take part in it because it's fun? They're not looking at the fact that it might have its roots in evil, or that they actually think that these are spirits that are raised from the dead, and that actually it's just a nice thing for kids to do, and maybe it's a bit joyless of you to go against it.
Yeah, of course, that's what most kids think. They'll think whatever they're told to think by their parents and so on about it. That's what they'll do. And so they're in a lot of their minds, they're just having a lot of fun. But the kind of fun and glorifying an evil or glorifying hurting people or glorifying goriness and that kind of thing is perhaps not the kind of thing you want your children to enjoy and to celebrate. Let's celebrate other things. Let's celebrate things that are good for people rather than goriness and evil and to an extent, sort of leading people into occultic kind of activities as well, which is very explicitly anti-Christian when you get down that level.
Yeah, I suppose, do you think that's actually happening? Do you think that children, little Timmy goes out tonight with a Scream mask on and receives candy from Doreen at number 42, and then he goes and joins an occult cult?
Listen, I wouldn't want my kids to go in a dark night, masked up with a gory, evil portraying thing, begging old people, you need, give me a sweet or else I'll do something nasty to you. That is not the kind of thing I would ever want any child to do. And that's not the kind of position I would ever put any vulnerable person in their home to have to face up to either. Why are we doing that? Why do we think that that's fun? Why do you think that's a good thing to do? Why are we telling children, hey, it's fun to go and intimidate and sort of scare and that kind of thing people? Let's do other things for fun. There are lots of other ways to have fun than doing that. Okay, I've got to go. OK, actually, sorry, Tim, I'm being told I've got to wrap this up. There's something happening. Tim, thank you very much. Tim Dieppe there, who's a spokesperson for Christian Concern. Good luck. I would not want to be a trick-or-treat around yours, it's fair to say, but we'll have to talk again, Christian Concern there. Right.